Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk to you about a new discovery as well. Although the brand that I'm going to talk to you about in today's video is not really a new brand. I think they've been around for about at least 5 years. And I have heard about them over the years, but I've never actually tried any of their fragrances. So the brand that I'm talking about is Shiraz Parfums, and this is a discovery set that I've got with me. I actually met the owner of the brand at Barnes Fragrance Fair back in May. He has a fragrance in his portfolio called the Javoy Exclusive. And this fragrance is, of course, exclusive to Javoy in Mayfair. But when he sprayed it on my arm, I was just blown away by it. It was such a beautiful, beautiful, stunning fragrance. And that was when I was like, okay, I definitely have to order a discovery set, explore all of their fragrances, and get my husband to try that Javoy Exclusive as well because it's just stunning. So I actually ordered this discovery set a while ago, and there's 8 fragrances in total. But what impressed me the most is the main collection in this brand is basically an autobiography of the founder's father. So basically the founder has told us the story about the life story about his father through each fragrance, which is a really fascinating and super interesting concept. So in today's video, I am going to try to tell you the story through each fragrance, and I hope I'm able to do justice. So before we start though, I'm going to tell you this quickly so you understand the story, that Shiraz is the name of the founder's father. And out of respect, in this video, I'm going to refer to him as Mr. Shiraz. These are the 8 samples of all 8 fragrances that the brand has. 6 of them are part of the autobiography that I was referring to, and the other 2, one of them is a Javoy exclusive and one of them is from the private collection. And the first fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is called Taj. Now, Taj isn't actually the first fragrance of the collection. It wasn't the first fragrance that the brand created. It's essentially the beginning of the autobiography because it was the name of of Mr. Shiraz's mother, so basically the founder's grandmother. So that's why we're going to start with this one first. This one is my kind of scent. It opens with a stunning powdery rose with orris in the background, and it is soft and elegant, but it also symbolizes a key pillar of strength through that root scent from the orris. It then dries down to a woody patchouli scent, not so animalic because it's got Assam oud in it as well, but it's not animalic. I feel like in the dry down it becomes woody, but also you've got the rose and the powdery notes from the start. This isn't a complex fragrance, and the rose and the oud combination is very common in Middle Eastern perfumery. So the next one I'm going to talk to you about is Lahore. So Lahore is where Mr. Shiraz was actually born. It was the first fragrance created by the brand. In the autobiography, as I tell you the story, it will come second. This one opens stunning as well. It opens with saffron, some tea notes, and some woodiness. It's actually a very, very unique opening with amazing projection. It then dries down to a spicy, woody, smoky, resinous scent. It's a little dark, but it's so beautiful, and it also has amazing projection in the dry down. Then the next one we have got is a 1952. So this is the year that Mr. Shiraz was born in, and is the 3rd fragrance in the collection and in the autobiography as we're going in order. So the founder wanted to create something masculine to represent his father, and this is a classic men's fragrance. There is definitely some complexity to this though, because it opens fresh, citrusy, spicy, and then you start to get some woodiness and some powdery notes as well added to that mix. So there's a lot going on at the start. It then dries down to a fresh, citrusy, woody, lightly spicy scent. Your typical attractive men's fragrance, that's what I call this one. The scent profile itself isn't something new. As I said, it's an attractive men's fragrance which you just can't go wrong with. The next one we have got is Kingston. So Kingston is the next fragrance in the collection and follows through the journey of Mr. Shiraz. So in the 90s, Mr. Shiraz was paralyzed from the neck down, and he received rehab in Kingston, which is kind of in the south of London/Surrey. That's where he learned to walk again, and he also happened to be the first Asian mayor of Kingston. There's definitely a lot of memories in Kingston, a lot of significant moments in Kingston for Mr. Shiraz. And this fragrance represents class, power, and regality with an amber vanilla scent. The scent opens warm and balsamic, a little sweet, a little powdery. You can definitely sense some powdery lavender and some sweet vanilla. And in the background, you've also got some amber and some tonka, and the whole composition is just stunning. This one's slightly complex as well, in my opinion. Then dries down to a balsamic amber scent on my skin with the vanilla in the background, and kind of becomes more cozy in the dry down. Then the next one in line is the opening. So the opening highlights a time of Mr. Shiraz's life when he achieved many things, like being mayor of Kingston. That actually opened doors for Mr. Shiraz and presented him with loads of opportunities. And that's where this fragrance comes in, and that's why it's called the opening. The opening is your dark, fruity fragrance. It's super rich, super woody. It's kind of like a chocolatey oud. And then you've got berries in the opening and also some coriander to give it a slight herby touch. It's also smoky, a little spicy, and a little balsamic. So this is another complex fragrance, but definitely another unique creation to my nose personally. The dry down isn't actually as dark as the opening, but it definitely remains woody, a little smoky, and a little herbaceous, but in like a subtle way. The opening is definitely an interesting creation, and as I said, it's definitely unique to my nose. And then the last fragrance in the autobiography of Mr. Shiraz is Triumph. This is the last fragrance in the collection of Mr. Shiraz's journey. This is a tribute to Mr. Shiraz as a whole. So it opens fresh with citrus, but spicy at the same time. This also has tonka, which you can sense a few minutes later after you first spray it. I feel that this fragrance kind of summarizes the whole collection, like the other 5 fragrances that I spoke to you about. The brand has actually stated that this fragrance, Triumph, it signifies a journey of courage, confidence, and strength. To me, it has a bit of all of the other fragrances in terms of scent. It's got that citrus, it's got that spiciness as well, it's got that tonka too. And then it dries down to a woody vanilla scent as well. So you can see that overall in this fragrance, you've got a little bit of all of the other fragrances in this one. So that's the autobiography of Mr. Shiraz through those 6 fragrances. It's incredible how the founder was able to express his father's story through scent. And I actually really enjoyed exploring those, researching on those, and trying them at the same time to kind of understand the emotions, the memories that they must have experienced at that time. That's probably one of the most interesting concepts that I've come across recently. Then you've got another 2 fragrances by the brand as well, which I will briefly describe. So first up is S. So S is a private edition fragrance, and this one is your super sweet, boozy scent with tobacco and coffee. It also has cherry and rose, but I'd say the cherry is like a dark liquor cherry, and the rose comes in very lightly in the dry down. The booziness definitely dominates from start to finish, in my opinion. But yeah, this one is definitely your boozy tobacco coffee fragrance. Not really my type, and it's not something that I usually enjoy. And then finally, I'm going to talk to you about my most favorite fragrance that attracted me to the brand in the first place. And that is the Jovoy exclusive. So this one is only available in Jovoy in Mayfair, London. This one opens a little sweet, floral, and herbaceous. And there's actually a lot in this, like blackcurrant bud, Indian jasmine, Australian sandalwood. If I describe this in the easiest way, on my skin, this is a stunning rose, warm patchouli, light vanilla scent, which becomes a little balsamic in the dry down and is just absolutely stunning. The rose patchouli is my favorite combination anyway. And as my husband says, it's my signature scent. So this is that balsamic twist in it as well in the dry down, which makes it a little bit different and is probably my way of trying to convince my husband why I should have this. So that is Shiraz Parfums, guys. I hope you found this video interesting and you enjoyed the story that I told you about Mr. Shiraz, who is the father of the founder, and also the name of the fragrance brand. As I said to you, that collection of fragrances, the first 6 that I spoke to you about, is just so interesting. The whole concept about how the founder has expressed his father's autobiography through scent. It's just amazing the way he's done it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments box below. Otherwise, I will see you guys in my next video.